Have you ever put an oil on your face and 2 minutes later you thought, why does this feel so heavy and kind of wrong? Because I'm going to say something bold today. And yes, it will rub some people the wrong way. Most castor oil videos online are not made to help you. They're made to impress you. They're packed with big words, scary warnings, and fancy claims. And if you're over 50, that style of advice can leave you confused, stressed, and ready to quit after 2 nights. Here's the thing. You do not need a skincare dictionary. You need clear steps. You need calm, safe rules. And you need a routine that feels good on your skin, not sticky and suffocating. So in this video, I'm going to do something most people still aren't doing. I'm going to explain castor oil like I would explain it to a patient sitting right in front of me. Simple, direct, no fluff. And by the end, you'll know exactly how to use it the right way and exactly when you should not use it. And please watch all the way through because near the end, I'll give you my one-drop rule that stops the greasy feeling. And I'll also clear up the biggest confusion on the internet with one sentence. Different goal, different rule. That line alone will save you from most mistakes. One more quick favor before we get into it. If you have a friend or a sister who keeps buying skincare that ends up in a drawer, save this video for later and share it with them. This is the kind of simple guidance people wish they heard first. And I'll tease something right now, but I'm not going to cover it today. Castor oil packs. People ask me about them all the time for sleep, belly comfort, and even joint aches. That topic deserves its own calm, honest video. So if you want that, subscribe and turn on the bell now, because I'll break it down soon in a way that's safe and easy to follow. Alright, let's make this easy. Now listen, if you've tried castor oil before and you hated it, I want you to hear this clearly. You may not have done anything wrong as a person. You were probably just given bad instructions. A lot of videos start like this. Castor oil is a nutrient-dense botanical lipid rich in, and then they keep going and going. And before they ever tell you what to do, your brain feels tired. That's not your fault. That's poor teaching. And for people over 50, this matters even more. Because your skin changes. It gets drier faster. It can get thinner. It can get more reactive. So when someone tosses you a thick oil and says, just rub it in, that can backfire. Not because castor oil is evil, but because the method is wrong. Here's what I see happen again and again. Someone hears, castor oil is great for wrinkles. They put a lot on. They put it on dry skin. They rub hard because it won't spread. Then they wake up feeling sticky. Their pillowcase feels oily. Their skin feels clogged. And they think, well, that was a waste. My skin is too old for this. No, your skin isn't too old. The instructions were too sloppy. And then there's the second problem, fear. Some scripts throw scary words at you like a cold splash of water, chemical burns, severe dermatitis, big, sharp phrases, and it makes people anxious, especially if you already have health stress in your life. I don't teach that way. We can be safe without being scared. We can be careful without panic. Now here comes the biggest reason people quit. Confusion. One video tells you, never apply castor oil to a dry face. Then the same video tells you, massage it into a dry face for oil cleansing. So now you're sitting there thinking, okay, which is it? Damp or dry? Am I about to mess up my skin? That confusion is exactly why people stop watching, and it's exactly why people stop trying. So let's fix it today, calmly, clearly, step by step. Because the truth is simple. Castor oil has more than one use, and when you understand the goal, you'll understand the rule. That's why later I'm going to give you that one sentence that clears it all up. Different goal, different rule. And once you get that, you'll feel something very nice. Relief. Because you'll finally have a plan that makes sense. All right, now that we've cleared the noise, we're ready for the good part. We're going to talk about what castor oil really is, what it can help with, what it cannot promise, and how to use it in a way that feels light, safe, and comfortable for mature skin. Before we go one step further, one sentence about who you're listening to. I'm Dr. Michael Carter, and I help adults over 50 use simple, safe daily habits to feel better and stay well, without rushing into extra pills when better basics can do the job first. Now listen, castor oil is not a miracle, and it's not nonsense either. It's a tool, a very thick tool. And the reason it causes so much drama online is simple. People talk about it like it's magic. and then they use it like lotion. That's where the trouble starts. Here's the thing. Castor oil is just an oil that comes from a plant seed. That's it. It's thicker than most oils you've tried. Thicker than olive oil. Thicker than many face oils. So it sits on the skin more. And because it sits on the skin more, it can do one job very well. It can help your skin hold on to moisture. That matters because after 50, many people don't feel ugly. They feel uncomfortable. Tight after washing. Dry around the mouth. Flaky near the nose. Makeup that looks fine for 1 hour, and then settles into every little line by lunch. If that sounds like you, you're not alone. And you're not doing skincare wrong. Your skin is just changing. That's normal. So what can castor oil do in real life? It can make skin feel softer. It can make it feel less tight. It can help protect the skin from drying out too fast, especially in dry weather, strong air conditioning, or winter heat. For some people, it can calm the look of angry dryness because you stop rubbing and re-washing and over-fixing. And that last part is bigger than most people realize. Sometimes your skin doesn't need a new product. It needs you to stop irritating it. Now, quick check-in. If you've ever bought a product and thought, this feels nice, but my skin still feels dry, what you're really saying is, I'm missing the water part, or I'm missing the seal part. Oils are the seal part. They are not water. They don't replace water. They help keep water from escaping. This matters because people put castor oil on a dry face and expect it to add moisture. Then they feel worse. They feel tight and coated, and they think the oil is bad. But the real issue is the plan. Now let's talk about what castor oil is not. It is not a facelift in a bottle. It is not going to erase deep wrinkles overnight. It is not going to detox your skin. Your liver and kidneys do detox. Your skin is a barrier. It protects you. It does not need harsh drama. It needs support. And this is the part most people miss. When skin is dry, fine lines look deeper. When skin is well hydrated, fine lines can look softer because the surface looks smoother. That's not fake. That's not magic. That's just how skin behaves. So if someone says, castor oil removed my wrinkles, what may really be happening is this. Their skin got less dry, so the lines looked less sharp. That's a realistic win. And I like realistic wins, because realistic wins stick. Let me translate the fancy words you hear online into normal language. When people say occlusive, they mean it forms a thick seal on the skin. When people say water loss, they mean water escaping from your skin during the day and night. When people say anti-aging, half the time they just mean your skin looks calmer and smoother because it's not dried out and irritated. That's the real conversation, not a science contest. Now let's make this even easier. There are two big reasons castor oil confuses people. First, it's thick, so people use too much. They rub too hard, they tug their skin, they feel sticky, then they quit. Second, there are different types sold online, and some of them are better for the scalp than the face. So here is your simple buying rule. Ready? For your face, choose a castor oil that is simple and gentle. Look for something that is plain, with no added scent, no extra ingredients, and a label that feels like it's meant for skin, not just hair. And be careful with the very dark, black castor oil styles that are often talked about for hair and scalp. Many people love them for scalp use, but for the face, they can be too harsh for sensitive, mature skin. You don't need to gamble. Your face deserves the gentle route. Real life tip. If you are standing in a store or scrolling online and you feel stuck, don't go down a rabbit hole. The best choice is usually the boring choice. Simple, clean, no perfume. Now let me give you a small promise that should make you feel good. You do not need 12 products for your skin to feel better. You need a plan that matches how skin works. And today, I'm not going to drown you in facts. I'm going to give you a routine you can actually remember when you're tired at night and you just want to wash your face and relax. Also, this is important. People have not been talking about castor oil like this. Most people either hype it like a miracle or fear it like a danger. I'm doing neither. I'm giving you the middle path, the calm path, the safe path. In a moment, I'm going to give you the safety rules that protect your skin, the simple steps most videos rush past. And once you know them, you'll feel more confident because you'll know exactly how to start and how to stop if your skin says, nope. Let's make this easy. Before we talk about blends and perfect routines, we have to earn the right to use castor oil on your face. Because the biggest mistake I see is not the oil itself, it's the mindset. People treat oils like they're harmless because they're natural. And that's not always true. Poison ivy is natural too. So today we're going to be calm, but we're going to be smart. Here's the first rule, and I'm going to say it in plain language. If you have never used castor oil on your face before, you patch test it first. Not because I'm trying to scare you, because I want you to feel safe and in control. Some skin reactions do not show up right away. You can put something on at night, feel fine, go to bed, and wake up the next day with itching or redness. That's why I don't trust a 10-minute test. I trust time. So here's your simple patch test. Use a tiny amount, a pea size or smaller. Put it on the inside of your arm or behind your ear, then leave it alone. Do not keep rubbing it. Do not keep checking every 5 minutes. Just let it sit and give it a full day. Even better, give it 2 days, 24 to 48 hours. Now, quick pause. If you're the kind of person who gets excited and wants to jump ahead, I get it. But this is one of those moments where going slow is actually faster, because it saves you from days of irritation. Here's what you're watching for. If you get itching that keeps coming back, redness that spreads, bumps that look angry, swelling, burning, or a rash that feels warm, that is your skin saying, no thank you. And that's not a failure, that's useful information. If nothing happens, that's a good sign. It doesn't mean you can do anything you want. It just means you can start gently. Now let's talk about who should be extra careful. Because if you're over 50, many of you already know your skin has a personality. If you have a history of eczema, rosacea, very sensitive skin, or you often react to new products, you do not need to power through. You need to start lower and slower. And when I say start, I don't mean a full face. I mean a small area first. Cheek area, jawline area, something easy. Then wait a day. Then decide. Let me say a comforting truth. Your skin does not reward bravery. It rewards kindness. Now, I want to address something that comes up in families, and I want to do it in a calm way. Castor oil is also sold for stomach use, like constipation, and it has a long history of being used in ways that affect the bowels. That's a different topic. Today we're talking about skin only. But if you are pregnant, trying to get pregnant, or you're in fertility treatment, be careful with castor oil products in general. For face use, the evidence is not clear enough for me to act like it's no big deal. So if that's you, do not guess. Talk to your clinician. Now, the next safety rule is simple but powerful. Do not stack castor oil on top of harsh products on the same night if you're not sure how your skin will react. Some people use retinol, some use acid products, some use prescription creams. These can be helpful. But castor oil is thick. It can act like a seal. And if you seal strong products under a thick layer, you may increase irritation. So here's the safe, simple approach. On the nights you use strong products, keep the rest of your routine gentle and light. On the nights you use castor oil, keep everything else calm. You don't need to mix everything together to get results. Sometimes the best skin plan is not more. It's smarter. Now let's do a quick clinic recap. I want you to remember these without effort. Rule 1. Patch test. Give it a full day, even 2. Rule 2. If you're sensitive, start low and slow. Rule 3. Don't layer it on top of strong products unless you already know your skin can handle it. Good. That's your safety base. And once you have that base, you can relax. Because now you're not guessing, you're following a plan. The biggest confusion online is not the patch test. It's not even the mixing. It's this question. Do I use castor oil on dry skin or damp skin? And the reason people are confused is because both can be true depending on the goal. Let me ask you a simple question. Have you ever watched 2 castor oil videos back to back and they completely disagreed? One says, never use it on dry skin. The other says, massage it into dry skin. And you're left thinking, okay, which one is safe? Here's the truth, and it's going to feel like a relief. Different goal, different rule. Say it with me. Different goal, different rule. That one sentence fixes almost everything. Because castor oil has 2 common uses, and people mix them up. One use is to moisturize, meaning you leave it on. The other use is to cleanse, meaning you wipe it off. Those are not the same job. so they don't follow the same rule. Let's start with leave-on use for comfort and softness. If you are using castor oil as a leave-on step, you want damp skin. Damp, not dripping wet, just damp. Why? Because oils do not add water. They help hold water in, so if your skin is dry like paper and you put thick oil on top, it can feel coated and tight. But if your skin is slightly damp, the oil can help seal in that light layer of water so your skin feels comfortable. This is a huge reason people over 50 say, "It feels heavy." They skip the water step. Now let's talk about the other use, cleansing. If you are using an oil to cleanse, the goal is different. The goal is to loosen sunscreen, makeup, and grime so you can remove it gently. For cleansing, oil often goes on dry skin first, because it grabs onto oily stuff. Then you remove it with warm water and a soft cloth, and you do not leave a thick layer behind. So yes, oil cleansing starts on dry skin, but it ends with removal. That's the part people don't say clearly enough. They say dry skin, and they forget to say then remove. So let's lock this in with a simple 2-line rule. Moisturize and leave it on, damp skin. Cleanse and wipe it off, dry skin first, then remove. Different goal, different rule. Now I want to give you one more important fact because this is where seniors get burned by trendy advice. Thicker oil does not mean better results. Thicker oil means you must use less, spread it gently, and respect your skin. Later I'll show you my 1-drop rule because most people use 5 to 10 times more than they need. And that alone creates the greasy feeling, the pillowcase problem, and the I quit moment. But before we go there, let's talk about another confusion online. Mixing castor oil with strong products. You may hear people say, never mix it with anything active. I don't love extreme words. Real life is not that simple. Here's the safer truth. If you use a strong product like retinol or an acid product, do not put castor oil on top the first time you try it. Not because you'll explode, but because you won't know what caused irritation if it happens. So instead, separate them. Strong product nights are one kind of night. Castor oil comfort nights are another kind of night. That's the calm way to do it. And calm is what we want. Calm skin, calm routine, calm mind. Now this is a perfect moment to do something helpful. If this damp versus dry rule just cleared things up for you, save this video. Seriously, save it. Because the next time you're tired at night and you're standing at the sink, you're going to forget what you heard today. That's normal. Saving helps. And if you know someone who keeps sending you confusing castor oil clips, share this with them. Tell them, watch this one. It actually makes sense. All right, you now have the safety rules, and you have the biggest confusion solved. So next, we're going to make it practical. I'll give you simple examples and mixing ratios that feel light, not greasy, especially for mature skin. Good. Now we make it practical. Because knowledge is nice, but comfort is better. Here's the simple truth. Most people don't dislike castor oil. They dislike the way they used it. They used too much. They rubbed too hard. Or they put it on at the wrong time with the wrong goal. So I'm going to give you a routine you can follow even when you're tired, and we'll keep it gentle. First, the one rule that changes everything. The 1-drop rule. Start with 1 drop. That's it. 1 drop for the whole face area, especially if you're blending it. Wait 1 full minute, then decide if you need more, because you can always add a tiny bit. But once your face is greasy, you can't ungrease it without washing again. Now listen, I know 1 drop sounds almost silly, but castor oil is thick. It spreads slowly, and your goal is not to look shiny. Your goal is to feel comfortable. Quick check-in. If you've ever put on an oil and then avoided your pillow because you didn't want to stain it, you used too much. That's not a character flaw. That's a measuring problem. Now let's talk about blending, because this is where mature skin usually wins. Castor oil is thick, so blending it with a lighter oil helps it glide. It helps it spread without tugging. It also makes it feel less stuck on the surface. Here are 3 simple blends. No math stress, just easy ratios. If your skin is dry or mature and you want comfort, use equal parts. 1 drop castor oil, 1 drop of a lighter oil. That lighter oil could be something simple, like jojoba or argan. Mix it in your palm, warm it for a few seconds, then press it onto damp skin. No hard rubbing. If your skin is mixed, meaning dry in some places and oily in others, go lighter on the castor oil. 1 drop castor oil, 2 drops lighter oil. This still gives you the sealing effect, but it feels less heavy. If your skin is oily or you clog easily, go even lighter. 1 drop castor oil, 3 drops lighter oil, and use it less often at first. You are not proving a point. You're testing what your skin likes. Here's the thing. People love to talk about comedogenic ratings, like it's a law of nature. Real life is messier. A low rating does not mean impossible to break out. It means less likely for many people. Your skin is the judge, not the internet. Now let's make the method simple, because the method matters as much as the mix. If you're using it as a leave-on step, remember the rule. Damp skin. So you wash your face, pat it so it's not dripping, just damp. Then you take your blend, then you press it in gently. Press, pause, move on. Cheeks, forehead, chin, soft pressure, no tugging. And this is important for anyone over 50. Rubbing hard can irritate skin. It can make redness worse. It can even make your face feel warmer and more reactive. Pressing is calmer, it's kinder. Real life tip. If your skin is thin or sensitive, avoid the eyelids. If you want to use something near the eyes, keep it very light and stay on the bone area, not right on the lid. Your eyes deserve extra caution. Now let's talk about the other use, cleansing. If your goal is to remove makeup or sunscreen gently, you can use an oil cleansing method. That usually starts on dry skin. But it does not end there. You apply a small amount. You massage lightly for about a minute. Then you remove it with warm water and a soft cloth. And you do not leave a thick layer behind. That's not the goal. Different goal, different rule. Now a quick, please don't do this list. I'm not trying to scare you, I'm trying to save you time. Please don't use castor oil like a face mask where you coat your face and sleep in it, especially at first. That's how people wake up sticky and angry and blame the oil. Please don't combine it on the same night with strong products if you're not sure how your skin reacts. If you're using retinol or acids, keep those nights simple and separate, at least while you're learning your skin. And please don't ignore early warning signs. Let's talk about what to watch for, and we'll keep it clear. Normal signs can be simple. Your skin feels softer. It feels less tight after washing. It feels calmer in the morning. Your face feels comfortable, not coated. Warning signs are also clear. Itching that keeps coming back. Redness that spreads. Burning that lasts. Swelling. Hives. Or bumps that look angry and don't calm down after you wash it off. If that happens, stop. Wash gently. Go back to your simplest routine for a few days. Skin does not like constant experiments. It likes steady care. Now let me give you a little comfort because this is where people get discouraged. If you try it once and your skin doesn't look different the next morning, that does not mean it failed. The first win is often not, you look younger. The first win is, you feel better. Less tight, less dry, more at ease when you look in the mirror. And that's a real win. Now let's talk about what changes are realistic, because I want your expectations to be calm and fair. Most people notice the comfort first. The tight feeling after washing starts to fade. The paper dry feeling softens. Makeup may sit a bit smoother because your skin is not as thirsty. Over the next few weeks, if your skin tolerates it and you use it gently, some fine lines can look softer. Not because the oil erased them, but because hydrated skin reflects light more evenly. It looks smoother on the surface. That's a normal skin effect. Here's the thing nobody says out loud. A lot of anti-aging is really anti-dryness and anti-irritation. When you stop over-scrubbing, stop overwashing, and stop layering too many strong products at once, your skin often looks calmer. And calm skin almost always looks better. Quick check-in. If your routine has turned into a nightly battle, scrub, strip, fix, repeat, this is your permission to stop fighting your face. Now I want to connect this back to your bigger goal, because this channel is not just about skincare, it's about feeling well in your body. When you have a routine that is simple and steady, you sleep better, you worry less, you don't spend all day thinking about your skin, and that matters. Stress shows up on the face too. Stress changes habits. It changes sleep. It changes how often we touch and pick and rub. So yes, we're talking about oil, but we're also talking about calm. And remember that teaser I mentioned earlier? Castor oil packs. People ask about them for comfort, sleep, belly issues, even aches. That is a bigger topic, and it needs careful guidance. I'll cover it in a separate video in a simple, safe way, because there is a lot of hype out there. Now listen, you've got the practical blends, you've got the one-drop rule, you've got the warning signs, and you've got realistic expectations. Next, we're going to tighten this into a simple routine you can follow at night, and I'll also show you how to avoid the most common mistake that makes people quit after 2 nights. Perfect. Now we tighten everything into a simple plan you can follow at night, without overthinking, without fear, and without that greasy, why did I do this feeling. Let's start with the goal. The goal is not to drown your face in oil. The goal is comfort, soft skin, less tightness, a calm look in the mirror. That's what most people over 50 actually want. So here's the routine I would give you if you were sitting with me in a clinic and you said, "Doc, I want something simple that feels good." First step, clean, gentle, no scrubbing. If you wear makeup or sunscreen and you want to try oil cleansing, remember the rule. Oil on dry skin, then remove it fully with warm water and a soft cloth. If you don't want to oil cleanse, that's fine. A gentle face wash is enough. The key is, don't strip your skin and then try to fix it with heavy oil. That becomes a tug of war. Second step, water. This is the part people skip. After you rinse, don't dry your face like you're sanding wood. Just pat. Leave it a little damp, not dripping, just damp. Third step, seal lightly. This is where castor oil comes in, and this is where the one-drop rule protects you. 1 drop total, especially at the start. If you're blending, mix it with a lighter oil in your palm. Warm it for a few seconds. Then press it into the skin gently. Press, pause, move on. You're not rubbing in a stain, you're giving your skin a calm finish. Now listen, if you try this and you still feel greasy, that does not mean castor oil doesn't work. It means one of 3 things happened. Number 1, you used too much. That's the most common. Cut it in half next time. Number 2, your skin was too dry when you applied it. You put it on dry skin and it sealed in nothing. Next time, damp skin first. Number 3, you tried to stack it with too many other products. Thick oil plus heavy cream plus strong actives can be too much for many faces. Simple wins. Quick check-in. If your face ever feels like it can't breathe, your routine is too heavy. Skin doesn't need to feel trapped to be protected. Now I want to answer the question many of you are thinking but not saying out loud. How often should I do this? Start small, 2 nights a week. That's enough to learn your skin. After a couple of weeks, if your skin feels good, you can go to 3 nights a week. You don't need it every night to get comfort. And honestly, many people do better when they give their skin quiet nights too. Here's a simple weekly rhythm that works for a lot of adults over 50. 2 or 3 nights a week. Your castor oil comfort nights. Other nights, keep it basic. Cleanse, damp skin. Your regular gentle moisturizer. That's it. If you use retinol or acid products, keep those on their own nights for now. Not because you're weak, because you're smart. You want to know what's helping and what's hurting. You don't want a guessing game. Now let's talk about the biggest fear people have. Clogged pores. I hear this a lot. Doc, I don't want to break out. That is a fair concern. Here's the calm truth. Any product can cause trouble for the wrong person, or when used the wrong way. Thick oils can trap sweat and grime if the skin is not cleansed well, or if you use too much, or if you keep layering. So if you clog easily, you don't need to avoid castor oil forever. You need to be more careful with it. Use the lighter blend. Use it less often. Use less product. And keep your cleansing gentle but consistent. And if you notice new bumps that do not settle after you stop, that is your answer. Your skin is not bad, it's just saying no. Now another concern I want to handle gently is irritation. If you ever feel burning that lasts, strong itching, swelling, or a rash, wash it off and stop. And if the reaction is strong or keeps coming back, talk to your clinician or a skin doctor. You don't have to tough it out. You don't win a prize for suffering. Here's the thing. Mature skin responds best to kindness. Kind cleanser, kind pressure, kind routine, kind expectations. Now let's do a quick reset because I want you relaxed, not overloaded. If you remember nothing else from today, remember this. Different goal, different rule. Say it with me one more time. Different goal, different rule. Moisturize and leave it on. Damp skin. Cleanse and wipe it off? Dry skin first, then remove. That's the whole secret behind most of the confusion online. Now, I want to give you what I call your clinic prescription. It's simple, it's short, and it works because you can remember it when you're tired. Prescription step 1. Patch test first. Give it a day, even 2. Prescription step 2. 1-drop rule. Start tiny, wait 1 minute, decide. Prescription step 3. Damp for leave on, dry for cleanse off. Different goal, different rule. And here's the little bonus step that saves a lot of people. Separate your strong products from your thick oils until you know your skin well. Calm nights win. Now listen, this is the part where I talk to you like a real person. If you click this video, it's probably because you're tired of confusing advice. You're tired of products that sound amazing and then disappoint you. You want something simple that feels good. You want to look in the mirror and feel at ease. That's a good goal, and you can get there without chasing trends. So if this video helped clear up the confusion, do me a favor, save it. Because a week from now, you'll see another castor oil clip, and it'll try to pull you back into the confusion. Come back to this simple rule instead, and share it with one person you care about. Not because I'm chasing numbers, because confusion spreads fast, and calm advice should spread faster. Now remember the topic I teased earlier, castor oil packs. People ask if they help with sleep, belly comfort, and aches. There's a lot of hype, and there's also a right way to think about it. I'll cover that in a separate video soon, in the same calm, simple style. If you want it, subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss it. And here's your next step, because I don't want you to leave with information only. I want you to leave with a plan. If your goal is smoother looking skin without irritation, your next video should be my simple over 50 night routine. What to pair together, what to keep apart, and how to build a routine you'll actually follow. Watch that next. It's practical, it's calm, and it'll help you stop wasting money on products that don't fit your skin. Alright, take a breath. Keep it simple tonight. Patch test if you need to, and remember, 1 drop is plenty. I'm Dr. Michael Carter, and I'll see you in the next video.